Okay, he just decided he was done being stunned.
As always, Dexter. I will show you just how powerful.
Okay. He just phased twice. Dude, that was bullshit. Okay, so I pushed him to Frost Phase Dark mode. And instead, he went Blood Phase, then went Dark mode Blood Phase, which is harder. But I stunned him during Frost.
It's time. We settle this once and for all.
Oh, that was perfect. Wait, is he poisoned? Okay, now he's poisoned. Okay, Ice Phase. He's burning.
Your presence has always vexed me. I will show you just how powerful.
Okay, Blood Phase. Summoning his friend. I'm just full sprint running because there's a lot going on. Okay, I gotta get my key back. Dang. Use the heal. Summoning his friend. Just full-blown running right now. Okay, that worked. Purify that. All right, here we go. That's the move that killed me last time. I can't see the camera. Oh, I got grabbed while in Power Ranger form. Stunned him. Nope, he changed his mind. He's not stunned. Oh my god. Oh my god, please. Please, 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 do not have another phase. I am shaking. Please do not have another phase.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god, I can feel like my pulse in my neck.
Crimson Spud! Moonlight Potato!
Push! Push it! He's like, what if I try harder?
Takechio!
Wait, who's that? Oh, is that like the human spirit of his brother? Helping kill the demon of his brother?
Becoming Shogun!
Yeah, it's like his human brother fighting his demon brother. Oh, Nioh, you didn't? Oh my god, shut up. Then it pops up and says Nightmare Mode unlocked. I am not kidding, guys. That last 10%, every hit I did was a new best, and I was shaking. I was like, please let this be it. Please let this be it. There's two people there. So there's his brother, body on the ground, spirit above him. Who's the other guy?
Iluko. This has to end.
I have saved her like 14 times. Why?
I finally managed to stop you.
What do you mean I? You weren't here wiping for 4 hours. What do you mean I?
You have become Japan's hope. The country's moon, guiding light.
That was attempt 57? I don't know. Were you counting? Hiruko Soul Core. Oh, can I summon him to fight my fights for me now? Decide Kunimatsu's fate. Yo, he's gotta go. He doomed like 5 parallel universes. This isn't something the power of forgiveness would take care of. No, he gotta go. God can sort him out.
Well fought. To think you have become so powerful.
I have the power of reload.
Takechio, do you remember when we were but children?
Yeah, I was there. No, dude, I don't want you. No, you've crossed the line. Get out of my head.
We were always close when we were young. But I had convinced myself I was better than you. Then, you were chosen to become Shogun. And a darkness was born in my heart, saying I would become Shogun instead. That voice grew stronger, and I was enthralled by the dark radiance. You stopped me from treading the wrong path, from my obsession with becoming a Shogun. You were a ray of light that pierced the Crucible's darkness.
Yeah, this doesn't undo the thousands of people you killed, buddy. Like, you killed a lot of people. Like, I mean, on a scale of 1 to Bram, it was like a 5, but still, that's a lot. That's undone by your time travel shenanigans? Judging by all the undead samurai I had to fight up to get to this flying castle in the sky, I don't think so.
Ruined the peace we once enjoyed. Kill me.
Okay.
Go on then, Shogun.
I bet his sword's booby-trapped. I should use my own sword. This sword, I'm gonna draw it, and the sheet's gonna explode. Oh, that's what I would have done if I was the villain. I'm smarter than that guy.
The role of Shogun is mine, and mine alone.
I mean, saying it like that sounds like I suddenly care about the Shogun thing. It wasn't about that. It was about killing a mass murderer. That's it. That's all there was to it. I mean, and him trying to appeal to me, be like, remember when we were children? That was when I started becoming evil. Like, yeah, you think this is going to help? Now I can rule over a land with lots of dead people. Oh, nice. We found like 9 dudes. Awesome. Oh god, so his monsters are still running around killing people. Okay. He's probably racking up more kills after the fact. Lady, are you dead or not? Make up your mind. She's gonna get corrupted now.
with the name you have taken?
Mukluk.
I am the Shogun. Tokugawa Iemitsu.
Wait, wasn't that our dad? I thought Iemitsu was our dad. I don't understand this mucking game. Oh, we finally got to the title card, chat. We beat the tutorial. Ieyasu was his granddad. Alright, I need a family tree or something. Oh my gosh. You were appointed the third shogun of the Edo shogunate. I did it. Nice. Let's see if there's any post-credit stuff. No, we're back here. New difficulty, Nightmare Mode, has been added. You can play from the beginning of the story, and both the enemies you face and rewards will be enhanced. The difficulty level can still be changed from the map during gameplay. Okay. Alright. Chat, it's review time. Not like is it worth it review, but just what did I think of the game review? So, let's go over the usual bullet points, chat. Let's go over them. Let me get my notepad out here. Alright, so usually I like to talk about story, visuals, sound design, and controls, and gameplay. Alright, those are the big five. Alright, story. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And maybe it's just me stupid. I've been known to be a dumb from time to time. However, every time I said that in chat, people in chat were often going to be like, I don't know what's going on either. Or, oh, I've played all the Nioh games. You need a PhD to understand this stuff. Stuff like that. Which made me think I'm not the only one. From what I could gather, scrape together, is that you kind of need an understanding of Japan history to kind of put all these people into their places in the story and understand what's going on. So, like, I'm not going to say there's not a story. There absolutely is one. But I don't think it did a good job of telling it. Because I don't know. It didn't do a good job of telling it. So, like, yeah, we I don't know if we were going back in time or forward in time or jump into parallel universes or alternate branching timelines. I don't know what was going on. I was confused, like, the third time I was saving the same tree and the fourth time I was saving the same lady. And someone in chat finally had to tell me that I was, like, doing an impression of Sliders. So I was like, okay. Visuals. It's beautiful. Game's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Like, it looks really good. Right now, the visuals are turned down because there was some lag on that final boss fight, and I was trying to get rid of it. Let me put this back to standard here. This is what it looked like most of the time. It looked really nice. Like, legit, it looked really nice. I thought the game was very pretty, and I did not have any complaints about the graphics or anything like that. Sound design, music was fine. You know, like right now, it sounds like old Japanese, like panpipe music or something right this second. But the sound design was fine. The sound design can be broken up into two things: the background noise and like combat sounds. Combat sounds were pretty good. Like, if you knew what sounds went to what attack and you closed your eyes, you could kind of tell like what was happening. So they were decent. They weren't perfect. For example, something I noticed on the final boss fight, sometimes on Souls bosses or Expedition 33, it was easier to respond, like hit the dodge or parry button based on something you see, or hit the dodge or parry based on something you hear. And sometimes the boss would say something, you know, like he would do an attack and he'd be like, you know, I'm gonna kill you or whatever. He would say something, right? But it wasn't consistent. Because, like, I actually cataloged that in my head. I was like, okay, this voice line means he's doing this attack. And then the very next attempt, he didn't do it. And I was like, okay, and I just discarded that. So that could have been slightly better, but it wasn't bad because there were good visual cues. So it was like, okay, so I just abandoned the audio cues and focused on the visual ones. Controls. Honestly, pretty good. As far as Souls-likes go, let's see, Souls-like controls, Kazan was top tier. Lies of P after that. What? It pre-filled packs. Freaking notepad. Lies of P, Black Myth Wukong were all, like, these two were excellent. Black Myth was good, and then there's a huge drop, and then Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring for controls. I would say that this game would be around where the Black Myth Wukong is, in the middle. And the reason for that is it did have decent keyboard controls. However, they had some weird decisions. For example, by default, your red parry was on the same button as changed between Samurai and Ninja. So every time you red parried, you would swap class. However, you could separate them, but you couldn't put red parry with a nether key. I wanted to put red parry with normal parry so that I could just hit one button. Having red parry and normal parry on separate keys was nothing more than annoying. Like, it just added more buttons I had to bind things to. Additionally, right here behind me, I'm gonna hide this. Okay? Those buttons behind me are 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I have to hit Z to swap pages, and that's 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't just hit 5, I have to hit Z1. That was also stupid. But most of the stuff in combat, like, you know, I was able to get my dodge where I wanted it, I was able to do this, I was able to, you know, do these, like, combos and stuff, and they were all pretty good. Like, most of what I was using were pretty good. But there were some things that I just didn't use simply because they were a pain. Like, let me see. So, like, there might be a move that requires you to hit jump, E, and left click while airborne to parry or dodge an airborne attack. And it's like, okay, 3 inputs as like, even 2 inputs as like a dodge or a block or parry is too many. It has to be 1 input. So, like, this did allow me to rebind things, but there were some things that had restrictions. Like, I would just wanted these to be 5, 6, 7. I didn't want these to be Z1, Z2, Z3. And then I have to hit Z again to go back to the other page. And rarely I would be on the wrong page and not realize it and hit a button and, like, use a heal, and I didn't mean to. Because I didn't, you know, realize that happened. So controls, I would say, were adequate. They were good in some cases, they were really bad in other cases, but overall I would say they were good, but not great. Gameplay. Gameplay kind of goes hand in hand with controls. It was pretty good, but there were some things that were a pain, so I just did not use them. Oh, right, how could I forget? Let's talk about the UI stuff. There is no button for inventory. I have to hit escape, and then I have to wait for that to open, and then I have to click on this 2 times, then I can open my inventory. There is no button on the... I can't hit I for inventory, I can't hit B for bag. There's no button on the keyboard that just opens your inventory. So, that's the thing. This lady, I don't know why she just closed the window. If I want to do something here, and I'm looking at my gear, pressing Z opens up the filtering option. Which is good that it's there, but it requires way more clicks than it should. But let's just go right next door to the very next merchant. If I go here, and I want to filter, nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Where is it? I can't find it. Is it exchange? I can't even find it. There was another NPC that the filter was tab. So on some people, filter was tab, some were Z, and it wasn't even consistent between the NPCs. Additionally, if I want to, let's say I'm talking to this lady, and I want to upgrade a level of my currently equipped weapon. Where's my currently equipped stuff? Okay, let's go to Ninja. Okay, there it is. Currently equipped things should not be buried in a list of currently 1,639 items. They should be at the top of the list. There's a lot of little things like that. The merchants, the blacksmith, things like that were so frustrating that I was like, I'm just going to do this as little as possible. For example, that final boss fight, it could have been a bit easier if I had come back here and I had done the veteran ninja training, or I had done all the side quests to get a couple more levels, things like that. And it was just, Why'd you keep those items? I'm explaining it right now. It was because going through those windows was god-awful, so I would rather, like, I preferred to just play the game without bothering with that. And it's rare, but this happens sometimes. Like, I don't know how many, if any of you have played a game that you love, but, like, dealing with a merchant is just, like, a teeth-pulling experience. This was like that. It was just very bad. Yeah, I think I've said all I need to on that. So gameplay in combat, as long as I didn't take some of their, like, really pain input skills, so basically, other than the control stuff I already mentioned, gameplay was good. There's a reason I played this to the end, despite the fact that the final boss took me, like, almost 4 hours, that the story made no sense to me. The reason I played it to the end is I was having a damn good time. Most of the time, I was really enjoying this. Truly was. Like, getting behind someone and then doing, like, the kick combo was just really fun. Managing to, like, having some big boss that I was struggling to deal with in melee and then managing to kite it to death with, like, fire bombs and stuff like that. That kind of stuff was really cool. Getting them in position to, like, get a stack of poison traps on them. The Nioh magic was pretty neat. Unfortunately, there were many times, like, on that final boss fight, if you go back and look at it, I didn't use this because I felt I could not afford to blind myself for a second, right? Because it's like, I summon this thing, and there's a second or two, I can't see the guy. And I felt I couldn't afford it. So, yeah, like this guy, I summoned this one because I could immediately sidestep and then he does like the mini attacks. But I could not afford to do most of my other spells and stuff because it blinds me momentarily. Maybe a positive gameplay thing, changing between Samurai and Ninja, change your gameplays. Honestly, that kind of feels like just choosing a different class at character creation in a different game. But yeah, you got the Ninja, you got the Samurai. The Samurai does not regain all of his resources when he dodges, but he is, I think, better at parrying, and he is he's able to do Ki Pulse, which is hang on, I'm trying to that blue flash. Basically, if you hit Q at the precise moment, you get back all your ki, which is your stamina. You barely touched what the Samurai can do? I'm sure I barely touched what the Ninja can do, Arcadian. My point was, from very early on, I liked the Ninja more, because the Ninja had all the Ninja tools, and the Ninja tools were always fun. Like, the dodging was fun. They could both dodge. They could both block or parry to a degree, but it was the Ninja tools. That I really enjoyed. And there's so many boss fights I struggled with in melee, and I was able to beat them with Ninja tools. So that's what worked for me. With the Samurai, if you're struggling in melee, like, that's it. He's melee. Get used to it. Get good. But, yeah, no hate for the Samurai. I feel like Samurai is probably the more difficult class. I feel like if you're better than me at the game, you might be able to excel at the Samurai, whereas I couldn't really. But yeah, you could play the game as Ninja or Samurai, or constantly swap between them, if you fancy doing that. However, swapping between them means keeping both of their equipment pages up to date. And again, the inventory and merchant and blacksmith experience made me not want to have to deal with another equipment page. Like, I gave him a good gun, that's it. Also, why did the bows and guns, if you're already in combat, do like 1/100th of their normal damage? Like, I tried the bow on that final boss one time, and it did like 17 damage or something, and I was like, okay, never again. Like, it's so weird. That's like, if you're already in combat, these do nothing. It's like they're only really good for assassinations, I guess. But, yeah. It was a fun game. Once again, shout out to Nogdog, who gifted this to us and paid the very big bill for the game, because it's quite expensive. Got a lot of gameplay out of it, and I could tell that if you enjoyed this game, you would get a lot more. Because, like, one, I did do a lot of the side quests for, I would say, the first, like, 2/3 of the game, and then I just kind of ignored side quests to the last third of the game. And there's an additional difficulty you could go through, so there's a lot more. But yeah, this was great. Obviously, it had its problems. I went over those, but overall, I wouldn't have stuck it through to the end if I wasn't enjoying myself. So that was Nioh 3, my very first Nioh game, and I understand just as much now as I did before I started playing it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it.